FasTracks is in full swing 3 years following overwhelming voter approval of RTD's 12-year plan to build a seamless network of transit options, connecting communities throughout the Denver metro area. New commuter rail, light rail, buses, and park and rides will all interconnect to provide a vibrant system that will transform the way we travel. Building a comprehensive system like FasTracks is no small feat, and RTD isn't doing it alone. It takes the cooperation and coordination of the entire regional community to bring a vision like FasTracks to reality. From transit riders to taxpayers, local governments to private companies, we've had many partners in our progress to date, helping us keep FasTracks on track and moving full speed ahead. So what's been happening on FasTracks, and how have you made a difference?
We have completed final design for the West Quarter, and we've begun construction activities, pulling up the old ties and rail, relocating utilities.
In May of 2007, FasTracks marked a major milestone by kicking off the first construction-related activities on the West Corridor. West Corridor, the 12.1-mile light rail line traveling from Denver through Lakewood and onto the Jefferson County Government Center, will be the first FasTracks corridor to be completed at the end of 2012, 1 year ahead of schedule. Crews removed the old Associated Railroad trolley tracks along the West Corridor to make room for major construction on the new line in 2008. The West Corridor project team worked closely with the community to implement cost-saving measures and provide options for how property owners can minimize train noise.
They want the least amount of impact on people living along the line. So they've offered us to put 8-foot noise walls along the track right-of-way. And if we don't want that, they will give us a 6-foot privacy fence on our property if we want that. So we opt out of that, and they pay us just a cash fee, and we don't mind the train, because we kind of like the train. So we want to be able to see what's going.
Phase 1 transit improvements continued along the US 36 corridor, helping to smooth the ride for transit riders commuting between Denver and Boulder. In June 2007, FasTracks opened a new park and ride and bus pullouts on US 36 at Church Ranch Boulevard, providing nearly 200 more parking spaces and shaving 4 minutes from bus riders' commutes.
Cutting off the minutes from people having to drive through 3 stoplights and other traffic while construction's going on will just help those people choosing alternative ways to get downtown or to Boulder, and everybody wins.
While West Corridor may be leading the FasTracks pack in terms of starting construction, all of the new transit lines included in FasTracks began or continued the environmental planning process in 2007. While the physical signs of progress are not yet apparent on these projects, now is the time when our partnership with the public and the local government agencies is really at its height.
The best way for people to get involved is to get involved in their individual corridors. Each corridor has a public outreach team that goes out and tries to get people involved along those corridors. However, there are folks who want to follow along on all corridors, and they're welcome to do so.
Public participation during the planning phase of each project is critical to FasTracks' success. In 2007, the RTD board formally adopted a policy that provides a roadmap for how and when the public can provide meaningful input into FasTracks projects.
Getting in early and often, I think, is really key. And when you do that, then you're impacting those things that really impact your lifestyle as well as your neighborhood.
It is during the planning process for each project when key decisions are made, such as where the line will go, where stations will be located, and what type of transit will be used. In 2007, 4 FasTracks projects worked closely with residents and individual communities to determine the best type of train to operate.
RTD had many community meetings. They met with the elected officials. Our council took a stand on what they wanted.
Now that these projects have determined the type of train that will operate on the new lines, each is moving forward to analyze how the new trains will affect the surrounding community and identify ways to best integrate the new system into neighborhoods, business centers, and rural areas.
We are working very closely with communities to assess the impacts as we move forward with our design process. Where we can, we would like to avoid impacts. Where impacts are unavoidable, we have to be sensitive to concerns and be able to allow as much flexibility as possible in designing those impacts to meet their individual needs.
Another major step for FasTracks in 2007 was the decision to partner with private companies on the financing, construction, and operation of 2 FasTracks projects, Gold Line through Arvada and Wheat Ridge, and East Corridor from Denver's Union Station to DIA.
We always look at the business community as our partners in anything that we do. We've always been of the position that if we can contract with a private operator and they can do it faster, cheaper, and better than we can, we will use that technology to get the projects done. That's what it's really all about.
As the Denver metro area experienced on T-Rex, when public and private organizations partner together, we can complete big projects faster and at a lower cost, which helps a major program like FasTracks stay on track. FasTracks partnerships with private companies extend deep into the local community to small businesses who help keep every aspect of FasTracks moving forward. In fact, in 2007, small and historically disadvantaged businesses fulfilled more than 20% of the total amount of contracted work on FasTracks. FasTracks salutes our partners, cities, counties, companies, and community members that contribute to our progress on a daily basis. When the last of the FasTracks lines opens in 2017, the Denver metro area will be home to one of the most comprehensive, modern transit systems in the United States. People will be able to travel with ease throughout the metro region on a fast, safe, efficient system. With just 5 years before the West Corridor line opens and 9 years until FasTracks is done, we look forward to working with our many partners to remain focused on completing FasTracks, a collective vision for our future brought to life.